What's good? It's your girl Jasmine back on that video on the channel. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Hey, all right, so today we got NBA legends, okay, telling how good Larry Bird was. I got told to do this video, and like I said before, if you are new to the channel, this is your first ever video clicking on me, I appreciate you for clicking on this video, and I really hope that you enjoyed this video and check out all my other videos as well, because we got a variety on this channel. You know what I'm saying? You want music, we got music. You want sports, you got sports. You just specifically want Larry Bird, we got Larry Bird. You know what I'm saying? If you like football, soccer, you know what I'm saying, beatboxing, don't matter. It's on the channel, you know? It's on the channel, okay? But let's go ahead and get into this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and push the notification bell so you know notification I post. And I gotta say this, if you're a consistent supporter, you subscribe and you rock with me, you got that post notification bell on, and you watch all my channels, all my videos, I appreciate you, like for real. I love you, I rock with you, and I thank you. So that being said, let's get in. Let's see how good Larry Bird really was compared to the other NBA legends. Let's get it.
Greatest of all time, there's always 5 or 10 guys that hit the list. Each carries a different generation. From 50s Bill Russell to 60s Wilt Chamberlain or 70s Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, 80s Magic Johnson, 90s Michael Jordan, 2000s Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant, to today's LeBron James. Some get overlooked when they shouldn't. For example, Tim Duncan.
I swear I could not stand the Spurs, bro. I could not stand the Spurs dynasty. I feel like they had, I was a hater. I was just a hater. Point blank hater. That's all I was. There was no reason why I didn't like them. I was just a hater. I'm a huge Dwayne Wade fan. You know what I'm saying? And, but at this time, it was either between the Spurs or the Lakers, who was winning everything. And I was just a point blank hater. I'm not going to hold you. Just like in football, I used to cannot stand the Patriots because it's like they was always winning. Or the Steelers. I could not stand them. But I'm just a hater. I'm just a hater in that standpoint. But let's go.
And others get left behind because of the lack of titles, like Charles Barkley.
Man, they do Charles so wrong,
when all these players
bro.
talk of another great as if he was like no other? Larry Bird was lauded by most of these legends, because he was one of them too. He was consistent, tough, offensively masterful, and one of the first big guys to shoot many three-pointers.
Am I tripping? Why the sides blurred out?
Candidly in an interview about how he was one of the few guys ever to win a three-point contest with a warm-up shirt on. LeBron referring to the time Larry won his 3rd consecutive three-point contest. James continued,
for young guys that don't know him, you know, they think of Larry Bird as a jump shooter. But he was so much more than that. He was a passer. He averaged double-digit rebounds. He defended, he took charges. And, you know, he's a straight-up complete basketball player, and me as a small forward.
Later in his career, LeBron...
So who would y'all want to see, to ask y'all this, today's time, who do you think Larry Bird would fit best? Like, what team do you think Larry Bird would have fit best on? That's a good question. I would like to know y'all answer to that. What team do y'all think in today's time Larry Bird would have fit best on?
LeBron adapted his game to the new way of basketball, which was a charge led by the Golden State Warriors in shooting more from behind the arc. LeBron was considered a big guy, but began shooting more threes, and no doubt was heavily influenced by the fact that Larry Legend had already achieved this feat in the 80s. In another interview, when asked about his top 3 of all time, LeBron put Larry Bird firmly in there with MJ and Dr. J.
Oh my God.
He should.
3. Yeah, Larry Bird, Dr. J. Michael.
Shaq had a very different opinion on Larry initially. He said he disliked Bird because he was jealous. He thought, how could this regular-looking guy do everything?
Never really had a chance to play against Larry Bird, but
See, that's like me saying I'm a hater for the Spurs, but it's just basic. It's like me saying I didn't like the Spurs, but that's just me being a hater. Because Spurs, if you know, the Spurs dynasty, they had great basketball, great sportsmanship, it was just great basketball all in general, great teamwork, everything. You had Tony Parker. You had Ginobili, you had Tim Duncan, you had David Robinson. I can keep going on and on and on. They had so many players that didn't have to be star players, quote unquote, and that's why that system, pop system there, worked so good, because like you didn't see teams have that connection, that you know what I'm saying? They had a lot of different styles of basketball there, but it was like, man.
I actually used to hate Larry Bird. I hated him.
Shaq soon realized as he grew older and wiser that despite getting the luck of the Irish with the Celtics, Larry made his own luck when it came to shooting the ball. Shaq, at 7'1", of course, had a completely different style of game at the time. He was built to the max and used brute force to impose his will on the defense and rack up the points, blocks, and rebounds. Shaq was also faster than most give him credit for, particularly in the early part of his career.
Orlando Shaq, boy.
O'Neal runs
My
the
God.
floor.
Bird was
He was
notoriously
very
slow,
slim and
which was all the
in
more
shape.
testament to his
Lando
skill
Shaq.
set, but
He
his
was young,
basketball
too.
IQ was just on a different planet. He once sank a shot from behind the backboard, which O'Neal chalked down to a fluke following a bet with his friend.
Like that right there is crazy, bro. As a defender and a teammate, I would have been fired up. Like, you just made a shot behind the basket, bro. Like, come on.
To play against Larry Bird, which is unfortunate, because I don't think it would have taken him so long to recognize greatness.
Facts. That's true.
On the other hand, six-time NBA champion Kareem Abdul-Jabbar battled Bird on numerous occasions while playing with the Showtime Lakers. Bird got the better of him in the 1984 finals, and took another two in a decade that was largely dominated by the purple and gold. Kareem
look at
spoke
him.
about how Larry might have been the best he had played against, and said,
How good was
Michael
Bird?
Jordan.
I don't think people
don't
look at
appreciate
him and think,
Yeah,
oh,
they
he's a
say,
white
oh,
guy,
he's-
slow guy.
The chubby white guy, he wore us out, man. You know, because
You know what's crazy? That's the realness about it. You know what I'm saying? Oh shoot, I done muted my fault, y'all. But that's the crazy part about it is like not one NBA legend is gonna sit here and be like he was alright. Everybody know Larry was that guy. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just now figuring that out the more I keep learning about him. It's like he was really that dude. He was really that dude, and I really, really, really feel like he is underappreciated. Like, you know, especially like for 2 days. I'm saying like unappreciated for like my age group. Of course, I feel like if you're like in the 40s and up, of course you're gonna appreciate him because you're gonna know more about him. Like you saw him play or you heard more about him, you know. But like younger folks, I feel like he's the type of name, just like MJ's name is still around and still like one of the best blah blah. I feel like Larry Bird's name need to be the same way.
his best, you know, because he made the three-pointers and he had assists and rebounded, steals. He was always at the right place at the right time on the court. You know, one of the great players, I had the opportunity to play against.
11-time All-Star Charles Barkley, a regular season MVP during a star-filled 90s, was once asked, "Are you better than Bird?" And he took a long pause before answering, which is very telling.
Am I better than Bird?
Charles, don't
man,
lie.
That's a great question.
Charles, don't lie.
Most great players respond
Charles-
immediately with how they think they're the best because you have to have that kind of mentality
Right,
in
you
order
got
to get
to,
to the
but
top.
Charles-
Instead, Barkley answered,
I'm a better rebounder. I'm probably a better defender. He's a better shooter, obviously. You know, a lot of people talk about
Charles,
who's better.
But you have
Charles,
to think, you have to have that mentality.
now I'm about to mute Charles, because Charles is talking. Charles is the type of talker that likes to talk to get people riled up, you know what I'm saying? But I mess with Charles, Kenny, and all them, like, they're good, they're great entertainment, you know what I'm saying? But do y'all really think Charles is better than Larry Bird? Yeah, I'll let y'all answer that question. Y'all tell me.
for someone as good as Chuck to be stumped like that in an interview shows you how heavy the weight of Larry Bird's legacy was. Former teammate Kevin McHale also references how unreal Bird was to play.
Travel pillows? We've been wearing them.
Yo, and somebody told me Kevin McHale was a beast back in the day, too. I didn't even know that. See, I didn't know nothing. I didn't even know he was Larry Bird's teammate. Ain't that crazy? Like, I just know Kevin McHale, the coach. Not the player. I know the coach. That's crazy. So, yeah, I can't wait to see y'all comments on this. Let's go.
Hand man while playing with Boston, claiming the Sixth Man of the Year award twice, along with 7 All-Star appearances. His story of a specific Detroit game is fascinating. There was a bit of time left on the clock, and we had beaten Detroit, and I just scored 56, and I'm walking off the court, and Larry said, "Where are you going?" I said, "I'm done." I said, "I'm exhausted. I'm tired." Larry goes, "Don't do it, man, because when I get that hot, I'm not coming out of the game." A week later, he got that hot. He looked at me at about 50 points, and he looked at me and said, "I told you." The pair would go on to win 3 titles together. And McHale would continue to tell stories that live on in Celtics folklore forevermore. A highlight
Kevin McHale scored 56 points. I didn't think he was doing that. So, yeah, but like they said he was a beast.
being a throwback from Bird's brutal trash talk at a game in Phoenix.
We have a play, out of bounds play, I'm taking it out, and Larry says, "I'm going to bust off the play, and I'm just going to come out, and I'm going to shoot a 3, and I'm like, "We're down 2. I'm like, "No, don't do that." I'm like, "Let's shoot a 2, please. Go to the hole, try to get fouled. Let's just get into overtime, see if we can't win this game." And Larry says, "No, I'm just going to bust a 3 on him." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh." So he tells the Phoenix bench, he tells the coaches, "Yeah, I'm just fixing to bust a 3 on you guys and just go home. I'm tired of this." And he gets the ball, jumps out, busts the play, comes out, gets the ball at the slot, shoots the ball, as the ball's in the air, he kind of turns towards the Phoenix bench and yells, "Told you so!"
Larry's mental game was such that he could just open up any team and tear them apart.
You think, who was the Celtics coach during this time? Who was the coach of the Celtics when Larry Bird and Kevin and all them was on the team? Because it makes me wonder, like, did Larry control majority of the thing? Or did the coach really have a say-so? You know what I'm saying? Because, like, just like Kevin McHale was just saying, like, bro, we only down 2. Like, don't go for the 3 in the win. Just tie it up, get a foul or something like that. Make it easy. Let's just beat them in overtime. Larry's like, no, bro, I'm shooting a 3. Let's go home. You know? So imagine, like, the coach saying, like, all right, drop this 2-point play. And Larry's like, no, give it to me on a 3-pointer. So it just makes me wonder, like, was there controversy with the coaches? Or did, like, the coach just like, Larry, do you? You know what I'm saying? Do you?
He would use psychological warfare on a regular basis. Players speak of his toughness not because of his size or physicality, but because of his mind. He would impose his will on the opposition and could force them off their game just as much as he could switch on his. A mastermind at trash talk tactics, Larry Bird will forever go down in history as one of the greatest trash talkers of all time. And in the 80s, that mattered. With players such as Bill Laimbeer, Hakeem Olajuwon, Magic Johnson, and the eventual emergence of Michael Jordan, Bird did what was necessary in order to gain that mental edge that took him over the top.
Boy, if Larry
James
Bird
Worthy,
only stayed
the
healthy.
1988 Finals MVP, simply stated that Larry was trash talking all the time, but the problem was he could back it up.
Yeah, he could back it up. So
I said that all the time.
You can back it up. You're not accurate. You're just good. And Larry was good.
Even Werther's former teammate Matt.
You know, Larry was so good when other NBA legends be like, man, like, whew. It's like they start to think back, like, dang, all the stuff that Larry did to them or their team or other opponents, or they just sit there thinking like, that man Larry Bird, I could not stand him then, but now, like, we cool now, but back then, boy, he probably got on everybody's nerves. That's so funny.
Magic Johnson spoke on the fact that he had a real dislike for Larry Bird as far back as their college playing days for the very reason that Larry would constantly get the better of him. Johnson claimed in a recent interview during a press build-up for the Broadway play about the pair that after he beat Larry in the NCAA championship
Broadway
game
play.
in
They got a Broadway
1979,
play about
the most
them?
watched college basketball
What the
game
heck?
ever, by the time he got to the Lakers, they were 0-8 to the Celtics.
You had to hate the Celtics to beat them because when I got here, we were 0-4, I think 8. And then the first time against the Celtics and then in championship series, and then we lost that in '84. That made us 0-9, I believe.
And later is quoted as saying, "When I played, Larry."
That's deep though. That's deep though when you really think about it. I feel like a lot of players nowadays, they don't really be disliking other players or disliking other teams. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't really no beef. No beef ain't really no rivalries anymore, you know?
Larry Bird was the only one I feared. Not bad when hearing it from a 5-time champion and one of the true great basketball players of all time. At the 2019 NBA Awards, Johnson received the NBA Lifetime Achievement Award, but it was shared with guess who? Larry Bird. Bird was simply the king of talking the talk, then actually going out and walking the walk.
Listen, man, retirement is great for you because you've never talked this long.
Dominique Wilkins recounts one of the most famous games where Larry Bird promised Kevin McHale he was going to break McHale's record against Atlanta. Wilkins said,
He got so hot in that game that you talk about that patented step back. He was doing that step back and he switched it to his left hand 3 separate times in that game.
I bet he will never forget that game.
Anywhere on the floor that he wanted.
Is this when the
I mean,
bench
it
was
was
giving
like
each other five?
the bench was
Bro.
giving each other 5.
So did you get in a fight with them after the game? Forget Larry. Did you beat anybody on the bench? Because you giving 5, he's scoring on me.
That's what I'm saying, bro. The same way Chris Webber is just talking. I said this in another video. If I was Wilkins, bro, I'm the star of that team, right? I'm getting in all y'all asses. I'm getting in all y'all asses after the game, during the game, during timeout, because number one, I need help. Number two, y'all over here clowning on the bench. Like every time Larry scored, they was on the bench like going crazy for Larry. And it was just like, dang, y'all really doing your teammate like that? Like that was wild to
One
me.
of those guys got fined $3,000.
Okay.
Larry's legend lives on because of the greats that want to tell them. The reason there's a list of top 10 players who consistently call Bird their toughest opponent or one of their all-time greats
Was
is
that
because
Wilkins
Larry
on the
himself
ground?
is in that
Dang,
list. Larry is a
Dominique.
top 10 baller of all time. His style doesn't matter when his skill sinks the opposition. Because above all, the opposition will remember. They'll remember the steals, the shots, the clutch plays, and the trash talk.
And one.
They'll remember the Bird from the early 80s, not from the early 90s. The Larry who stepped out on the court in his warm-up jacket and made Michael Jordan recoil in envy. MJ announced,
"He didn't take off his top yet. I didn't see when he took off his top."
Well, when Bird did, it was all business. He may as well have taken a mop and bucket to the floor because he was about to clean up.
He was
an
cleaning
impetuous
everybody
and
up, boy.
unrelenting opponent that took the life from anyone who stepped onto his battlefield. The consensus is a resounding stamp of legendary status for the man who will forever go down in the history books as one of the greatest ever players, and arguably the greatest ever Celtic to grace the court. What did you think of Larry Bird in his prime?
You really can't say Boston Celtics without saying Larry Bird, and whew, a beast. So, as you see, NBA Legends explain how crazy good Larry Bird was, and we, you know what I'm saying, we've been watching videos, we know. If you're a true basketball fan, you know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. It's one of those type of things. Let me know any other videos you'd like to see from me, any other basketball players, anything else. Let me know what you think of this video. Also, I meant to say, I heard Larry Bird, even though he trash talk a lot and all stuff like that, they said he was an amazing person. Like, he was very, very cool, chill guy to hang with off the court. They say he was very nice to his fans and stuff of that nature, so that's dope. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, push that notification bell so you notification when I post. Any other videos like see me, comment down below. Talk to me in those comment section. With that being said, see you guys next video.